Well, the Netball World Cup trophy tour is in full swing in Gauteng. The trophy is now at the Union Buildings, where it will be handed to President Cyril Ramaphosa and his ministers. It's just 56 days until the global spectacle gets underway in Cape Town, with South Africa, of course, hosting Africa's first ever global netball showpiece. But for more on this, we're now joined by eNCA's Hloni Mtimkulu from the Union Buildings. And Hloni, good morning to you, colleague. Quite a proud achievement, I suppose, for South Africa, but I know equally important for the netball president, Cecilia Molokwane, was to make sure that as many people around the country, in townships, rural areas, get to experience the fever of having the trophy in our shores.
Yes, Dumelo, it is 8 more Fridays until the Netball World Cup docks in South Africa, in Cape Town specifically. And as you said, the message from Netball South Africa was to make sure that as many people as possible get to experience the trophy, get to experience the magic of Africa's first World Cup that will be taking place from the 28th of July in Cape Town. There are 52 districts. I was speaking to the CEO, Blanche Delacour, last week in Durban when it landed in South Africa, and she was saying that they want as many people as possible to be part of this. This is why they've gone on a 6-week tour of all 9 provinces. All the days that are in the different provinces, it's not just like 1 or 2 days, it's 4 days, it's 5 days. When it gets to Cape Town, it starts being 8 days, and I think the Cape Town stop is something like 8 or 9 days. So they want as many people as possible to be part of this Netball World Cup, even if they may not be able to get to Cape Town itself when it does happen. Now, we talk about getting to all the areas, and someone who is here, and it is Netball Friday, so you will see that they are supporting Netball Friday as well, is the president of the Limpopo Sports Confederation, Mr. Ali Pole, who joins me now. You've made the journey all the way, sir, from Limpopo to join the trophy tour, even though it is coming to Limpopo as well. Just tell us for you why it's important that we do have this trophy tour going around South Africa.
It is very much important for South Africans to support this noble initiative because the history may never repeat itself. It is indeed a historic moment for the country and the continent to host this, and it is ideal that we also use the trophy tour to encourage sport tourism. We show the world what we can offer in terms of the African vibrancy as well as the excitement that goes hand in glove with sport and hosting an event of this particular magnitude. Coming all the way from Limpopo, it was just to express an act of being impatient as to when is this trophy coming into our province, so that we can also share the view of this particular precious metal where the world will be fighting for.
I'm trying to check when it is getting to Limpopo, but just before I get to that, the trophy is in Rosina Sidibane at the moment, and then it will be to Netball South Africa's offices in Pretoria before it gets to the Union Buildings, where it will be handed over to the president. Just in terms of school sports, netball, kids seeing this, and in your region, how has the Netball World Cup been received, and how important will it be to say we've had a World Cup in South Africa and on the African continent?
I can safely assure everyone that netball is becoming the fastest growing sport, and it is on the brink of overtaking football as the #1 football in the country, given a number of activities that have taken place since the starting of this particular Netball World Cup campaign. And I can strongly see much more young boys also coming into the game of netball, which is also a good prospect for the future of the sport.
Okay. And then just maybe finally, let's check where you are. Limpopo is from the 9th to the 13th of June. After Gauteng, it goes to Mpumalanga, then it goes to Limpopo. Just what are the plans from Limpopo in terms of making sure that people get out there it's from the 9th to the 13th, so that's 5 days that the trophy will be there.
We have already held a number of plenary meetings, of which all our municipalities are ready. We have already also partnered with the corporate world in order to support this particular initiative, and we are looking forward to receiving it on the 8th and start parading it from the 9th up until the 13th. And then we are also planning a grand exit, as it shall be coming through the eastern part of the province, which is the Hoedspruit Maruleng municipality, and then exiting through the Waterberg district municipality in Bela Bela. So that's where we are encouraging all our municipalities to have their own diversity of celebrating this particular magnificent tour.
Just final question. We're at the Union Buildings. The president will be here. How important is it for the president to be, and for the sport, to see that the president is interested in netball and wants to support the Netball World Cup?
It is very much important that we consider sport for what it is, because as a country, I think we can all agree that sport remains the only service deliverer of excitement amongst our society. You go to any awards for sport, that's where you still see people being excited of what is happening in the country. So there's a need to at least see the president supporting sport initiative like this, because that's where the excitement of the country is, that's where the cohesion of the country is. So the more we invest in sport, I strongly believe that we are likely to change the attitude of the country and encourage patriotic citizenry amongst our people. So the presence of the president will definitely add value into how sport is being seen going forward.
Lovely. Thank you so much. We will leave it there. Tumelo, that was the president of the Limpopo Sports Confederation, Ali Pole, who is in his Netball Friday gear. It is Friday, 8 more Fridays until the Netball World Cup does make its way to Cape Town. Meanwhile, it is on that 6-week tour around the country with the trophy.
Well, thank you so much, Hloni, for that update. I can see the excitement, of course, when it comes to not only the tour, but the opportunities that lie, with this tour. I mean, sports tourism, as well as showcasing the world, because as your guest mentioned, this may never come back on African shores in quite some time. And there you can see those visuals of the Netball SA president, Cecilia Molokwani, holding the trophy in hand gloves, I have to say. This, of course, should you hold it with your bare hands, apparently there is a £100,000 fine that will be issued to you. You can see they're making sure that it's spotless, because that is only to be held by the winners with their bare hands. That sporting event taking place in Cape Town. Excitement all around the country and the continent, as of course we're seeing this festivity being celebrated right here in South Africa. President Cyril Ramaphosa, of course, expected to receive and see the trophy at the Union Buildings today. And Hloni Mtimkulu on standby for us, of course, as that moment comes. Quite a big achievement and milestone for netball in South Africa. We'll bring you more details around this trophy and its tour right here on eNCA.